it's why, though they're so obviously pornographic, so crude, why do these little figurines seem so filled with tenderness? We don't know anything about the artist, but there is one thing we know for sure. It's how much she loves these sculptures. And maybe it's precisely because we do not know anything about her that we feel that we have no age, no background, no education, no profession, no origin. So the space usually occupied by biographical details, and these often can take a huge part in the way we perceive and interpret an artwork. Well, this space is left blank. So we have to do the work ourselves. We have to build a narrative, and we do so by focusing on the objects themselves. So maybe the absence of the artist forces us to be more attentive. Maybe that's why we go beyond the obvious pornography of the scene. We are not shocked when we see these sculptures, or maybe if we are, it does not last long. We are not really aroused either. We are touched. Maybe we smile, maybe we want to protect these little figures because they're so obviously fragile. They're made of unfired clay, but on the other hand, they're also powerful in their search for pleasure, in their assumption of themselves, like, for example, this woman holding her breasts, who reenacts a gesture perceived as a gesture of defiance in many cultures, and a gesture that had been reclaimed by some feminist artists in the 70s, mainly, like, for example, Mary Beth Edelson. And there is also this other woman who is pissing on a Jackson Pollock in a very funny interpretation of the dripping. And many things can be said about these figures' relation to art history, because they're made of clay and thus refer to a long tradition of sculpture, and also because many of them are making love on art history books. They are having sex on Paul Klee, on Lucio Fontana, on Frederick Petzold, or they are masturbating on Giacometti. And to me, using art history as an intercourse playground is a very witty and innovative way to assume an artistic inheritance. So many things stem from Sorevenus's work. Tenderness, wit, humor, power, pleasure, sex, art history, many things that can usually be considered as discordant, like sex and humor, but that shouldn't be so discordant. Many things that endow these very simple, they're so simple, these very simple sculptures with a high degree of complexity, with a kind of ambivalence that I find completely fascinating.